In Sleepy Hollow, nearby and south to Manhattan, eerie stone relics. In the Bronx, a street sign offers a clue.
The aqueduct was designed to bring fresh, drinkable water into New York City. It was the way to rescue New York.
Sarah Kelsey leads tours for Friends of the Old Croton Aqueduct. Built originally between 1837 and 1842, it carried more than 40 million gallons of water a day from a massive dam constructed in Croton-on-Hudson, New York, 41 miles south, using only gravity, to a reservoir in Manhattan. Properly watered, the budding metropolis bloomed, thanks to the aqueduct. So it was an engineering marvel for its time.
Totally.
A new aqueduct with 3 times the capacity was built in 1885. In 1968, the old aqueduct's path became a nearly 40-mile linear state park, including this hushed and green gorge-like section in Ossining, New York. The aqueduct's design still impresses both above and below ground.
We are standing about 10 feet underground.
It feels further underground. Known as the Weir, it's an unchanged, still accessible section of the original aqueduct. Which direction is which here?
North, south.
So it's flowing from there, and Manhattan's that way. A city saved by its upstate neighbors and a historic marvel. Back a bit south, next door to Sleepy Hollow, where the Union Church of Pocantico Hills is itself a marvel.
We've had visitors who described it as being inside a jewelry box.
Kateri Scott McDonald gives tours of the church, which began life in 1921 as a relatively simple country church and the beneficiary of a rather well-off summertime resident and congregant, John D. Rockefeller Jr. When his wife Abby died in 1948, her son, future New York Governor Nelson Rockefeller, commissioned famed French painter Henri Matisse to create a stained glass window in her memory.
What we have here is Henri Matisse's final commissioned piece of work.
When John D. Rockefeller Jr. himself died in 1960, renowned artist Marc Chagall was commissioned to create a massive memorial window. Chagall also created 9 additional windows for the small church. So Marc Chagall left a finishing touch here, literally.
Absolutely.
So those are his fingerprints?
They very much are.
Today, still a small country church with some very big-time stained glass windows.
At night, you drive by, and you can see this wonderful Marc Chagall window glowing in the Westchester night.
A very hot Westchester afternoon found us in Tarrytown at another unique property here, touched by both wealth and history. A lot of wealth.
Lyndhurst in the 19th century was part of what was known as Millionaires Row. So you had a series up and down the Hudson of fabulous mansions of the wealthy.
Finished in 1842 for a wealthy New Yorker, Lyndhurst doubled in size by its second owner, railroad magnate and business tycoon Jay Gould.
Lyndhurst becomes the precursor of the Gilded Age estates that you see later in Newport, in the Berkshires, all through the Northeast.
The nearly 70-acre estate remained in the Gould family until 1961, when it became part of the National Trust for Historic Preservation. Today, in addition to being open to the public with lovely accessible walkways, it's also often used in TV and film production. On the day we visited, a crew was setting up a shoot for the HBO series The Gilded Age. But what really piqued our interest in visiting was the completed and painstakingly authentic renovation of the then state-of-the-art 19th century bowling alley.
The bowling alley was restored over a period of decades.
The hard-to-find chestnut flooring was restored, as were the period light fixtures, not to mention the manual ball return.
Helen Gould, who actually built it, wanted a bowling alley because men and women could bowl together equally. So that was very important to her.
It was also important to Gould that the recently codified 1894 rules for modern bowling be incorporated here first.
So this is the first regulation
Relation
bowling alley,
yes.
in America.
Laverne and Shirley could play on this and be completely at home bowling here.
As for me,
I think the last time I bowled was the late 19th century, so I have no idea what to expect.
Wow.
Thank you.
a good, if lucky, way to wrap up a trip back in time to the Gilded Age.
Oh, he's got some bowling skills there. And Lyndhurst was originally called Paulding Mansion, named after its first owner.
But then it was expanded, and they brought in a European landscaper who brought in linden trees, and so the name was changed to Lindenhurst. The final owner wanted to shorten that, so that became Lyndhurst. And we should point out that as far as Ted knows, Laverne and Shirley never bowled there.
Still ahead, more from that town that Irving made famous.